We have breaking news right now. A huge embarrassment for the Trump administration as a grand jury in Norfolk, Virginia refused to indict Letitia James, the New York Attorney General, for a second time on mortgage fraud criminal charges. Folks, it is very easy to secure an indictment if you're a federal prosecutor. There's often the phrase, a prosecutor can indict a ham sandwich, because all you need to secure an indictment is to show that probable cause that of a crime was committed. That's all that you need to show. And yet here they have failed to secure an indictment against the New York Attorney General. Doesn't mean it's the end. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But tonight, the DOJ, the Trump administration, well, they're embarrassed. Egg on the face moment. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Consider subscribing to my Substack by clicking the link below to support my work. Let's break it down right now. According to ABC News and Catherine Faulders, a federal grand jury in Norfolk, Virginia refused to indict New York Attorney General Letitia James for alleged mortgage fraud on Thursday, rejecting DOJ's attempt to refile the case just 10 days after a federal judge dismissed an earlier case based on an unlawful appointment of the U.S. Attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia. According to MS Now's Carol Lenning, two sources tell her that this isn't the end of the DOJ's attempts to bring the case. We have two sources confirming that the grand jury did not agree to indict Letitia James. That does not mean that the Justice Department won't attempt again to do this. We've sought Justice Department comment, and they have given us comment and not disclosed the grand jury decision, not discussed the details, but have said that there should be no premature celebrations, quote unquote. But our understanding from two sources is that the grand jury did not agree to indict and charge Letitia James with mortgage fraud today. The grand jury decision not to indict is called a no true bill. It's exceptionally rare because prosecutors get to present the outline of their case unchallenged. The case stems from an allegation made by the Trump administration's Federal Housing Finance Director, Bill Pulte, that he had obtained documents that show she misstated a home's purpose as a primary use while obtaining a loan to obtain more favorable terms. But other documents uncovered by reporters contradict the idea that the home's purpose was indicated incorrectly, and James, as well as many legal observers, have theorized that the case is simply revenge ordered by Trump for the investigations James has made into him and his family business. Let's talk about a grand jury. This is Rule 6 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure. When the public interest so requires, the court must order that one or more grand juries be summoned. A grand jury must have 16 to 23 members, and the court must order that enough legally qualified persons be summoned to meet this requirement. The court may also select alternate jurors. And when a grand juror, to get an indictment, you simply need about 12 qualified jurors and concurrence of that indictment. 12 of 23, 12 of 16, however many showed up. And today they didn't get it. Let's hear from Letitia James. This is what she said outside of the courthouse after her initial arraignment in this case.
So there's no fear today. No fear. No fear. No fear. No fear. Because I believe that justice will rain down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. And I'm here to say that my work and my job and all that I do, all throughout my public career, I've stood up for the rights of New Yorkers and Americans, and I will not be deterred. And I will not be deterred. I will not be distracted. I will do my job each and every day, and that's why I'm headed back to New York, because there's work to be done standing up for the rule of law. God bless you and thank you all, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
So Letitia James is not under indictment anymore, at least for now, but you know who might be soon? Bill Pulte, the man who's actually actively investigating her, Donald Trump's director of fair housing. Government Accountability Office today, an independent and nonpartisan investigative watchdog for Congress, says that it has opened an investigation into Federal Housing Finance Agency Director Bill Pulte. In November, top Senate Democrats wrote tasked the agency to promptly investigate recent actions undertaken at the Federal Housing Finance Agency. And a GAO spokesperson told NBC News today that, quote, I can confirm that GAO has accepted this request following our standard process. The first thing GAO does as any work begins is to determine the full scope of what we will cover and the methodology to be used. This can take a few months, and until that is done, we cannot provide any estimates on a completion date. Pulte has repeatedly faced questions about how the mortgage documents he used in his referrals came to light. In an exchange on CNBC in September, Pulte said he received a tip but refused to disclose where it came from. He said, "I'm not going to explain our sources and methods. We make referrals almost every day. Lisa Cook happened to be one of them." But since he became the FHFA director, Pulte has used what is normally a little noticed role to become an outspoken critic of several Democratic elected officials whom President Donald Trump has targeted, as well as both the governor and the chairman of the Federal Reserve. And tonight, Bill Pulte is now under investigation by the Government Accountability Office, and there's nothing the President of the United States can do to stop that. But remember, it's not just Bill Pulte under investigation. Ed Martin and Bill Pulte. Ed Martin is a special attorney in the Justice Department. He too is under investigation right now by a grand jury in Maryland over how the hell they obtained mortgage documents related to Letitia James, related to Adam Schiff, related to Eric Swalwell, congressman from California running for governor, who has actually filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration, arguing that they unlawfully obtained his mortgage documents. And well, so here's the thing: the Trump administration has long sought to go after Trump's political opponents, and they've been using this idea of mortgage fraud. It's very technical, but it's also very easy to sometimes prove mortgage fraud. For example, if you lie in a document, that is mortgage fraud. If you claim a home is your first mortgage or a second mortgage when it's not, it is mortgage fraud, and it's punishable by up to several years in federal prison. But when the evidence simply isn't there, the people are reasonable. And that's what happened in the Letitia James case. I have practiced, before being a journalist, I practiced criminal defense work, and I represented numerous individuals and companies in grand jury proceedings and in federal criminal proceedings. And it is very easy, I'll tell you, to secure an indictment. Why? Because as I said earlier, when you're inside a grand jury room, if you've never been in one, it's a room full of about 25 people, 23 grand jurors, a witness, and a prosecutor. That's really it. There's no one else in the room, no defense attorney, no defendant, no person under investigation. Why? Because it's a prosecutor's opportunity to essentially present the outline of their case. It is very easy to secure an indictment because there's no rebuttal. Letitia James doesn't get to go in there and say, you know what, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and why. Prosecutor, only Lindsay Halligan, only the prosecutors were there. And so they can try again, and they probably will try again to secure another indictment against Letitia James. But it just shows how weak the case is against James that this grand jury refused to indict. And it's not the first time, because if you look at the first indictment against James Comey and Letitia James, the grand jury there refused to indict on one of the charges as well. But not many people spoke about that because they did indict on some others. So this is a big news right now. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll have more updates for you soon. But stunning news tonight: major loss for the Trump administration.